Welcome to episode 563 of AI Brief. We have a massive deep dive lined up for you today. We are going to unpack OpenAI's public release of the GPT 5.6 family and their huge super app moves. Plus, we are looking at Meta dropping the ultra-cheap Muse Spark 1.1 model.
Which is a huge disruptor.
Oh, absolutely. And on top of that, we have a rapid-fire rundown of the day's other news and a breakdown of the top trending tools you can actually use right now.
And, looking at all these updates together, there is a very clear overarching theme today. The AI race is definitely shifting.
How so?
Well, it is moving away from just this brute force battle for raw intelligence. It is pivoting hard into aggressive cost-cutting and just practical everyday utility.
That makes total sense. It is not just about building the smartest brain in a jar anymore. It is about putting that intelligence on your desktop without bankrupting your company. So let us get into today's new updates, starting with OpenAI.
The wait is finally over.
It is. They officially released the GPT 5.6 family. We have the flagship model, Sol, plus two highly efficient tiers below it named Terra and Luna.
And we should definitely note the timing here. The U.S. Commerce Department just lifted a weeks-long restriction on these models.
Which is wild. So the minute the regulatory pause was over, OpenAI just dropped them. And the specs are incredible. Sol has this dedicated ultra mode for peak performance.
I saw that. How does it hold up on the benchmarks?
So it lands just slightly below Anthropic's Fable model in general intelligence. But here is the kicker. It actually beats Fable on agentic coding.
Which is a crucial distinction. I mean, agentic coding is not just a fancy word for autocomplete.
Wait, break that down for the listener, because it can sound like just another tech buzzword.
For sure. So traditional AI coding is like a highly advanced assistant spitting out lines of Python for you to copy and paste. Agentic coding means the AI acts as an autonomous agent.
I see.
It takes control of the cursor, it opens the terminal, runs the code it just wrote, reads the error messages, and rewrites the script until it actually works.
Wow. So it is doing the actual labor. And Sol is dominating specifically in complex computer use, system design, and even cybersecurity tasks.
And they are offering that capability at a very aggressive price point.
They are. They perfectly matched the older GPT 5.5 pricing. So for the flagship Sol, you are looking at $5 for input and $30 for output per million tokens.
And what about the smaller tiers?
If you drop down to Luna, it is just $1 for input and $6 for output. And that actually brings me to this amazing detail buried in the technical release notes.
Oh, I know what you're going to say.
It is mind-blowing. Sol autonomously post-trained Luna.
That is the defining breakthrough of this whole release.
Okay, let us clarify this for the listener. Imagine a senior developer at a tech company, and they are training a new intern. They teach them the ropes, point out inefficiencies, level them up.
The classic mentoring dynamic.
Exactly. Absolutely. Now, imagine both the developer and the intern are artificial intelligence models, and there is no human involved at all. Sol, the massive flagship model, basically trained Luna completely by itself.
Without any human engineers manually adjusting the weights. Historically, refining a highly efficient model like Luna required immense human labor.
Like curating data and grading outputs.
Precisely. By creating an autonomous training loop where Sol is the teacher, OpenAI is drastically reducing their human labor and compute bottlenecks.
If they do that at scale, that has to obliterate their operating costs.
It creates a massive structural advantage. And Sam Altman explicitly noted during the rollout that every enterprise right now is thinking about spend. CFOs are heavily scrutinizing the return on investment for AI.
Because until now, running a top-tier model all day was like leaving a supercar idling in your driveway. The bill was just astronomical.
It really was. And this solves the usage tightrope we have seen. Think about Claude users who often get anxious about hitting message limits in the middle of complex tasks. OpenAI is offering near-Fable intelligence much cheaper, removing that friction.
They want you to just leave the AI running in the background, and they are making that literal with their super app moves. They launched ChatGPT Work today.
This is a big deal.
It is. It takes the Codex engine and puts it into an accessible platform. And they're actually merging the Codex app directly into ChatGPT's desktop application.
Putting the theoretical super app concept into users' actual hands.
With built-in browser and computer control. But OpenAI is not the only one moving aggressively. Meta just answered that momentum by launching Muse Spark 1.1.
Putting it behind a paid API.
Yes, and this model is specifically engineered for long operational sessions. It operates with a staggering 1 million token context window.
Which is massive.
Just to ground that for you, A 1 million token window means you could hand this AI a stack of financial records the size of a phone book, and it remembers every single word at the exact same time.
And it pairs that memory with parallel subagents.
Okay, I love this concept. Explain how parallel subagents work.
Normally, an AI processes a prompt sequentially. Step A, then step B, then step C. With parallel subagents, Muse Spark 1.1 can split a massive job into independent threads and tackle different parts simultaneously.
So it is like delegating research to a team of 10 people instead of just one.
Absolutely, and then seamlessly merging their findings at the end.
That is incredibly powerful. But the real headline for Meta is the cost. It is priced at $1.25 for input and $4.25 for output per million tokens.
That is about 1/4 the cost of top rivals.
And they're even giving out $20 in free credits for the public preview. Honestly, Mark Zuckerberg's strategy here feels very similar to Elon Musk and SpaceX.
What do you mean?
Well, SpaceX realized you cannot go to Mars if you throw away a billion-dollar rocket every launch. And Zuckerberg realized you cannot win the AI race if inference costs bankrupt the user.
That is a great comparison.
He tore down Meta's early AI efforts and is now dropping these super efficient models that crush competitors on cost. They are basically building the reusable rockets of AI.
And Zuckerberg promised to undercut what he called the very extreme margins of rival labs. It is working too. Spark 1.1 is leading Opus 4.8 and GPT 5.5 on agent reasoning benchmarks.
Proving you do not need the most expensive model to get state-of-the-art results.
Definitely. And Meta's heavier successor, known as Watermelon, is still training for release later this year.
So we have this massive shift where all this raw, affordable intelligence is trickling down into daily workflows and new hardware. I will let you take us through the rest of the board today.
I would be happy to. Let us start with how we interact with these models at work. ProdQL just relaunched, and they are repositioning it as the first AI version of Slack.
Like a multiplayer AI coworker.
Exactly. It runs on any frontier large language model, but the key is its shared memory. If you or your team corrects the AI, it turns that correction into a reusable skill for everyone.
That is brilliant for maintaining brand voice or coding standards.
It really is. They have raised $136 million, and the relaunch video hit over 2 million views instantly.
Wow. Okay, what is next?
Anthropic dropped some fascinating research today. They revealed that Claude has a hidden thinking space.
Wait, a hidden thinking space. Usually we see the AI type out its logic on the screen like a chain of thought.
That is true. But this allows Claude to deeply reason through ideas without spilling them out in the visible text. It mimics how the human brain processes one complex topic in the background while chatting about another.
Oh, wow. That is like having a shower thought where your brain solves a problem while you are just going about your day.
It is remarkably similar. Anthropic also announced Claude Cowork works across devices now, and they extended Fable 5 access through July 12th. Plus, a new reflections dashboard that analyzes your habits to suggest new skills.
I love the sound of that. Anticipating what you need before you ask.
Definitely. Meanwhile, over at OpenAI, they were rolling out GPT Live and ChatGPT. These are voice models that can listen and speak simultaneously.
Finally getting rid of that awkward walkie-talkie delay.
Yes, it makes the chat incredibly human-like. But OpenAI also had to retract their endorsement of the SW Bench Pro coding benchmark today.
Wait, the benchmark everyone uses to prove how smart their AI is?
Unfortunately, yes. They found that nearly a third of the tasks had fundamental issues.
That is a huge blow to how we measure these systems.
It is a massive challenge for the industry. And speaking of massive, Meta's expansion is relentless. They dropped Muse Image, which hit number 3 on the Arena leaderboard across Meta AI, Instagram, and WhatsApp.
And they are teasing Muse Video, too.
They are. But crucially, manufacturing for their in-house Iris AI chip starts in September. And they are projecting a doubling of compute capacity to a staggering 14 gigawatts in 2027.
14 gigawatts. That is enough electricity to power multiple major cities just for AI.
It is a brute force hardware scaling approach.
Which is wild because at the exact same time, we're seeing breakthroughs in sheer efficiency. Like, look at Reve. They just released Reve 2.1, their 4K image model, and it hit number 2 on the Arena.
And they trained it on less than 1/10 of the compute used by their rivals.
That is what I find so fascinating. You have Meta brute forcing with 14 gigawatts, and Reve competing at the top with a fraction of the power. We're also seeing efficiency from Radiant.
Yes, they released Lingbot World 2 today. It is a world model that generates real-time frames without a 3D engine.
just hallucinates reality pixel by pixel based on physics. That blows my mind. So let us shift focus from the industry news to actual practical application.
There's so many new tools to play with.
Absolutely. We tracked all the trending AI tools from today's updates. Let us break down how you can use them right now. First up is GPT 5.6 Sol.
The heavy lifter.
For sure. You want to use Sol for enterprise-level coding tasks where you need near-Fable intelligence, but you really want to minimize those API costs.
And what about Muse Spark 1.1?
That one is ideal for orchestrating massive, complex data sorting jobs. You can use its parallel subagents and that 1 million token context window to process huge data sets all at once.
And for visual assets.
You will want Reve 2.1. Use it for highly specific element-level editing in native 4K marketing assets. It is incredibly efficient.
That makes sense.
Then there is ChatGPT Work. This is perfect for automating your everyday mundane tasks. It has that codex-powered desktop and built-in browser control, so it can literally operate your machine for you.
Which is going to save so much time.
Definitely. For video, we have Runway. Use that to generate highly realistic short videos for your social media campaigns or B-roll.
And developers have RunInfra.
Yes, RunInfra is great. You use it to optimize an open source model so that it runs cheaper and faster in a live production environment.
Oh, that is very practical.
And if you need to automate the web, there is Tabstack. You can scrape competitor pricing data, for example, with just a single API call.
Which is incredibly powerful.
We also have MixTranslate, which is perfect for app localization. You can side-by-side compare translations from multiple AI models to get the best result.
I can see that being heavily used.
And finally, Maxworker. This tool turns your chaotic Slack chatter into actionable next steps, reminders, and customized morning briefings for your whole team.
You know, the real magic happens when you start combining these tools.
Well, absolutely. How would you stack them?
Well, a user could trigger Tabstack to scrape the web for market shifts overnight. Then feed that raw data into Maxworker. Maxworker cross-references it with your team's Slack conversations and generates a pristine, actionable morning briefing before you even wake up.
That is just incredible workflow automation. And to wrap things up today, I want to look at the bigger picture here because a profound shift is happening.
We are definitely crossing a threshold.
We really are. Think about it for a second. Between Sol autonomously training Luna without human intervention, and Claude developing this hidden thinking space that mimics human background processing, we are moving away from AI as just a reactive tool.
It is no longer just waiting for your prompt.
Exactly. I mean, totally. We are rapidly moving toward AI as an autonomous, self-improving digital entity. It is something for you to ponder as these systems integrate deeper into everything we do.
I completely agree. It is a fundamental change in our relationship with technology. Thank you so much for joining us and exploring all of this today.
If you enjoyed today's breakdown, please follow the show and share it with a friend. See you in the next episode.